BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome to another episode of Queen3 King. I am your host, King Dog. We got all three queens in the building and a fourth queen tagging along for the ride. We will get to her in a moment. Until then, just real quickly, if you are on Facebook, please, before leaving a comment, grant Facebook and Restream permission so we can see your name in the comment section so we can give you proper credit. Again, our chat rooms are generally fire. So if you're going to leave a comment, please give Facebook Restream permission to be able to publish accordingly. Today's episode is filter free, flawed and free. We have special guest host Grace Rabia Wood of the Life Happens and Grace Experience podcast. Again, we will get to her introduction. Nobody tell you the way. Ain't nobody told you the way.
You're so rude.
King. Hey. Very rude to the guests.
That's all right. I'm going to tell her what we do to people who do what they're not supposed to do.
Oh, my.
Pig, don't do that.
If I was her, I wouldn't come back.
Okay.
All right. So before we get into this topic, which I'm anxious to get into, filter free, flawed and free, and I'm going to tell you kind of, if you don't get that, what it means, hopefully, before we're all done. So we'll start with our introductions. We're going to start with the seasoned queen out in Anna, Texas, really close to Van Augustine. She is
not Augustine.
She is, again, in Anna, Texas, by way of East Garland. She's a member of the original East Side Posse.
I sure am.
She goes by Coco. She goes by Darling Nikki, which is why she couldn't get them grades out because she was too busy being Garland.
You a lie.
Darling Nikki. Coco, Skinny Minnie, Bonnie, Roni, the glamour herself. What up, Queen?
Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys had a great day today.
They said, "Sigh, dude." All right, and next, the educator queen, still basking in the glow of her victory over the city of Tulsa in the state of Oklahoma. Nude photos notwithstanding.
Boy,
again,
What about? I didn't know about the nude photos.
he lying. Now
but we try to keep that on the
He always
on
lies.
the DL.
He's been lying.
Yeah.
My name ain't Ben. The educator queen, Meba TT, talk to the people queen.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday and the day after Juneteenth celebration and the day after Father's Day and the day after the weekend.
Oh, no.
And the day after you got some real heavy lashes, they said. They said it looked like your eyes. They say in the comments, they say it looked like your eyeballs real heavy right now.
Stop it. Why? But I do it. I say it. I say
it. All right. And next, our baby queen, formerly known as Blake's mama. She is now fully entrenched in the Bronx's Mama's gang. Mama Lee. Talk to the people, queen.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing awesome today.
Did you get him a praying hand symbol? Oh, shit.
My heart is just full to be here with you guys today.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
why don't you
get an audience?
Yeah, wonderful.
Why don't you sing a song for the audience, Lily?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me
that trick.
Yeah. Hey.
That's not a. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
No,
Yeah,
that
no
wasn't the
kidding.
one.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Yeah, I was hoping
That was
it's
the
something we
that
could
was
find
the song that was on
on
my
page.
heart.
Yeah,
I
the
was
Lord's
hoping we'd
put it on
find
your
something
heart.
on page 17 of the hymnal, but I guess that's not where we're going with today.
David was
all right.
singing. David was
Yeah, I
singing.
guess.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, our special guest again, Grace Rabia Wood of the Life Happens and Grace Experience podcast. Tell the people something, Grace, what they need to know about you.
Hey everyone. I never thought I'd be invited on this platform. So I'm just like stoked.
She's about to get out.
Because I invite everybody else. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a
What?
long
we
list
love
of
you.
people out there.
We
Yeah,
love you.
Fortunately, your check cleared, so you got on there.
Her check.
What check?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what check?
We ain't getting our cut.
All right, we already have Keisha Walker in the building. She goes,
Hey,
"Hey, beautiful
Keisha.
people."
Hey, Keisha.
We
Hey,
got
Keisha.
Weta in the building. She goes, "Hey, my beautiful family."
Hey, ain't
Hey.
And
we
then we have
Hey.
Calvin Brown in the building. Said, "Damn, y'all whipping the trick." What else you supposed to say? What else you supposed to do to her?
Yeah.
All right, and hang on a second. I want to make sure that we are public on Facebook. Yep. We are to make sure all comments are coming through, which is why we see a couple of Facebook posts that come through. Before I kind of get started, I wanted to kind of give a shout out to our chat room and our viewers, because last week's show was a very, very, very special episode. It was fire, as the young kids say. And as I was reflecting on that, I've been telling folks in our own BS3 network communications, in addition to our Queen3 King communications, in addition on the forecast last night, I mentioned people like Theodora and Golden and Aunt Weta and Aunt Maria and Keisha and all these people that just keep coming back, and they make our podcast what it is. And I often say that these shows are a microcosm of what we are as a network. And what we do, the reason why what we do is different, what you are feeling here is engagement. Okay, so we're not just trying to have you as viewers, we're trying to engage. We're getting to know folks. It's a reason why we know Theodora had a blue streak down her hair, and she used to be a freak when she had that blue streak. You know, you follow what I'm saying? We getting to know
in the late
folks.
1990s.
Yeah, y'all are not just viewers, y'all are a family. So I wanted to make sure and say that and reiterate that and emphasize that to make sure you knew that without you, there is no us. All right.
Right.
So we also got 1911 Freeze in the building. Says, what up, fam? What's going on, my man? All right, so let's dig into this, and we're going to start with the seasoned queen out in Van Augustine. Just a very simple question. Okay, so we're talking about these photo filters. I don't think you can get on an app nowadays, whether it be Snapchat or Facebook or IG or the Gram, depending on what you call it, or Twitter or whatever, and not have a filter. Why do people use photo filters? Go.
I think that a lot of people use them for various reasons. Some of them don't like the way they look. Seriously, they don't like the way they look without makeup or anything. I'm just telling the truth. Like, that's why. That's one of the reasons.
That is just funny to me.
Huh?
It's just
it
funny
is, because some people don't. They don't like the way they look, so they want to enhance their beauty or whatever it is, and just because of that, simply because of that. But then other people just do it, like me sometimes when I don't have any makeup on, with my sisters or somebody will, one of us may say, oh, put a filter on, or 2 or 3 of us put a filter on. So it's just different reasons.
So do you like the way you look right now?
Oh yeah, I like the way I look.
Don't feed into that.
Don't feed into that.
This man.
Don't feed into it.
Ninja has been
makeup on right
since we got on here.
I'm asking for the people.
You know what? I do think I look good every day.
Okay, Richard,
with or without the makeup. Boo.
All right,
How about
Richard
that?
there.
I told you.
All right,
We're gonna check.
let's go to the educated queen. People use photo filters.
I simply put, I think it's society. Everybody else has the filters. I want to look a certain way, and the filters will help me do that. And with me, I'm not a filtered chick because they look fake. Like you can tell what a filter looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so fake. Get outside and get your good light, some good light.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be looking like me.
Yeah.
Or just brush it, or just brush your teeth every now and then. Try that.
Yeah, I just think
Oh,
I mean, there are times for
That's
different
rude.
filters, like fun filters or whatever the case may be. But yeah, just every picture, you're just like, okay, yeah, homegirl, that's not you. So yeah, and like like Nikki said, now if you don't have any makeup on, go and put your little filter on, but make sure it's realistic as possible. But that
Right.
should be your only thing that you do.
Right.
Okay. Baby queen, talk to us. Why do people use filters, photo filters?
I was going the same route as Mika when she kind of said society, because everybody wants to look a certain way, right? We see so many filters with what light skin, green eyes, that type of thing, because that's what society likes. But I think that is just because they want to look good for society. But then sometimes it's just like, oh, this filter look kind of cute. It's giving me life today. And I might do a filter.
Yeah.
But I don't do anything that makes me look like I have green eyes or
Totally
something
different.
Yeah.
like that.
It's got to be natural.
It's gonna be a natural looking filter.
Yep.
Okay. Grace, why do people use photo filters?
Because they want to hide their freckles.
Oh yeah, I do that
Okay.
too.
I am a filter queen. Okay. And it's not because I hate I just want to hide my freckles. And I agree with Mika and Lisha when they said because everybody uses it. I mean, it's not because I'm suddenly crying in my room saying, oh my God, I hate my face, or and I don't have it on my face, and so that's why I hide it. I mean,
Okay, so you hide.
simple. I mean, but
All right,
it's
so
yeah.
say that again.
Yeah, it is hiding. I mean, it's not like people know what you look like anyway, people that know you. So they know that you have freckles, per se. But it's like when you look at your pictures, like you don't want to see that all the time.
But Grace, your freckles are cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't need filters. But again, she just likes to do it. And but that's her thing though,
But
right?
it's deeper. Okay, because a lot of times we think people are just superficial, but there's a reason why people do what they do. So I realized I had a real issue when somebody told me, send me the picture without the filter. I was like, this is a problem. And I had to work like inwardly, okay, why do I need to keep on sending a picture to somebody that knows my entire face with the filter? And I figured out what it was. So I think it's deeper issues than people are saying, really, why people use filters. Because I'm not trying to alter my nose or my lips or anything like that. It's just the damn freckles. That's all it is, honestly.
Okay, and don't she look like she could be Eva, little sister?
Who's Eva?
Yeah, our aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Our aunt.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have to send
Can
that
I see
picture later. Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
So when I asked the professionals why do people use photo filters, they gave me a few answers. Those answers include to enhance their looks, such as brighten their skin, bronze their skin, reshape their jaw or nose, make their lips look fuller,
Hush.
and make their eyes look bigger. The next comment was to help their self-esteem, to change the appearance of their skin color. Oh, and when I say this one got me, back when I was in the dating pool real heavy, I had only seen pictures of this individual, and I could have swore they was paper sack brown. But when they got there,
boy,
they was
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
darky. And then,
And what's wrong with that?
nothing.
Put
It
that
must have
mic
been. See,
down.
that's the thing. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with it in my estimation, but apparently in their
They didn't feel
estimation, it
comfortable with the
was
skin.
because I had never seen a picture of you in your natural skin tone. You know, so I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
so I walk right by you. No, that can't be. Hell,
Didn't know you.
that girl chocolate.
So wait, you're saying you hadn't seen the person in the individual in person until you finally saw
Right.
them and they were black, but they were not light brown.
No, they wasn't black. They was
Oh wow,
light blue black.
how black? I will. I have questions, but that's
I'm not doing that.
I'm not.
Okay, so other answers are.
But I'm with Teg. I've seen people that their skin color is totally different. Like even Alicia's skin color, they take it like a little light, and you're like, "Girl, who is this?" And y'all know I like me and dogs.
And let me just say this: I was going to say Mika is on the record to say that she likes dark-skinned dudes, right? In addition, Mika, you remember this event we were at, this high-tone event, and some of our people walked up with us, and the first thing this high-tone individual says was to these super dark individuals, "God, dog, y'all skin is so pretty."
Yeah.
There's a reason why there's a dark and lovely. I mean, again, I personally think dark skin is amazing. And right now, I don't know if it's still in because light skin coming back this summer, but it was in for a long time. Okay, so
I think some people
need to be
use
treated
those
carefully
because they have internal things that they struggle with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to the root of that. Okay, which is why we're trying to get them to be filter free, flawed, and free. All right, somebody gonna get that in a minute.
Show me that brown skin.
So. Hey, NDRE, ain't that a song? Okay, so another reason they say it was to get better engagement, such as views and comments on social media. Right?
Yeah,
I get that.
So so whenever I got that answer, I said, and I'm going to ask y'all this question. We're going to start with Grace on this one, then we'll go to Lily. Are these the people who have words of affirmation as their primary love language? Who are using these filters that need views, engagements?
Well, when you say that probably so. Yeah, it sounds like that goes with that. Actually, it makes sense because they need to be told. Now it goes deeper than that because you shouldn't just need to affirm you. You should be affirming you because it starts here first anyway. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be worried about what you're saying because. You see, I want to add to this. There was a lady I did, and she had these beautiful pictures on Facebook. When I passed her in the hallway of the church, I don't know who this chick was. Until I went to Facebook to see who, I was like, oh my God, she was not that cute in person. But anyway, back to the point. Yeah.
Well, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Are you supposed to be saying?
She was not, I mean.
But Terry, I don't know if words of affirmation have anything to do with self-confidence.
Well, again, if they're saying they want to get better engagement, such as views and comments. So again, some people need words of affirmation. See, I'm the kind of dude, I don't need you to tell me anything because a set of lips will say anything, right? It is your actions that mean something to me. Is that what the Bible says? Yeah.
And all of mama kids don't have that problem.
See, they ain't trying to go there. We don't, but my point is seriously though, right? For me, like I said, words are just words. I need actions to go with
behind
that.
it,
And
that's your love
so
language.
what? I understand. No. I understand, which is why I asked the question: are these people who utilize filters? For some of them, because again, we can't make a blanket statement about this for everybody who's doing it, right? Because each individual has their own reasoning and justification for doing this. So I'm asking the people who are specifically looking for views and comments, are these the same people who words of affirmation is their primary love language? Just a question.
Maybe.
They're willing to be their love language if they.
So in addition to that, to hide imperfections, even out skin tone, whiten teeth, brown skin, take off weight, to make photos seem professional. Okay, some people out there, it's just that simple. I just want my photos to look professional. Okay, I'll give you that. And again, another reason why I thought this answer was a good answer, because again, it goes away from a esteem issue, and that is many popular apps promote them. So since they're there in my face, I'm gonna use them, and everybody else is using them. So a lot of people don't think about it, and then they get into the habit or routine of using them, and then they don't even recognize themselves without it.
But that's one of my worst fears. Like if you use those filters and you meet somebody and they say, "Girl, is that you?" So
somebody did you like that?
No, I'm saying that would be one of my worst fears if you use it all the time. And they see you and they're like, "Oh, girl, okay, that's you." You shouldn't have to ask if that's me. Like you should be able to walk up to me and recognize me.
Right. That's my point. And Grace made a comment earlier. Says the people that know you know that's not you anyway. They know what you look like.
Yeah.
So that begs the question again: why do people use photo filters? And we'll keep digging into that in a moment. So to get to some comments, Keisha says, "I have a cousin I hadn't seen in a long time." Long time. My daddy told me she ugly, and I didn't believe him. Her brother posted an unfiltered photo of her, and I didn't recognize her. And I'm not going to read the rest of that because I thought Keisha was supposed to be saved. I went to church with her. Calvin, I don't want to look at it either. Calvin says, "I hate those filters." Why, Calvin? Why you hate those filters, bro? Then we got our man 100 Black Rock back in the building, and I guess he said he's listening and he watching.
Welcome.
Black Rock.
Okay. Calvin said, "Freckles to me, I like it." I heard that, Calvin.
Alicia and Grace got them freckles.
And Tara says, and this is again Tara that just released a book that I promoted last week. She goes, "They're fun to use, and can enhance beauty like makeup and lashes." Which may be another question as well, but we'll go ahead. And Theodore, I gave you a shout out earlier, Theodore. I don't know if you were listening, but we appreciate you. Good to have you. Okay, Black Rock on this new world order. He goes, "Only in this new world order." Right on. All right, we got A. Marie in the building. She goes, "Hey, family."
Hey, Marie.
And 1911 Free says, "Dawkins got blackfish." Now that's funny. Not catfish, but blackfish. That is funny. So far, 1911 Freeze in the lead with the comment of the show. Let's see. Cameron said, "What's wrong with being black, bro?" Oh, ain't nothing wrong with it. Black.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
When they say black is beautiful, they
meant
all
that.
over it. And I'm talking about every shade.
We just want you to be black all the time.
I ain't got no problem with no shade. I'm with it all. Let's see. Calvin said, "Yeah, Mika." Aunt Wheaton says, "I don't do filters because I don't want to mislead guys." Right on. We appreciate you. Keisha, who's not against misleading, she goes, "Light skin dudes try your pants. They're not home."
I'm gonna have to stop you right there, sis.
Rita Kev in the building. What's up, Rita Kev? All right. And I asked last night, Overton, I don't know if you heard me on the forecast when Ben read one of your comments. He said, "Overton Claiborne says this." And I said, "From living single? From living color? Living single? What is living single?" And he agrees with me. He goes, "Action." Theodora as well. She says, "You're right. Action." Overton again said, "I believe in action." James Dodd in the building. What up, Pastor? He says, "Hey, King, Queen, and King and Queen 3. What's going on, my man?
Hey.
Weta says
Hey,
the media slams the Kardashians for using filters.
Baby.
Their
They
whole
get
body
slammed
is a
for-
filter.
Yeah, their
yeah,
whole life.
I agree.
Hey,
They
Marita
made
says
filters.
I have
They made filters go real in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
right on. Weta says I have never used a filter.
That's right,
Theodore
Marita.
says not me.
Cause
I
her black
don't
is
and have never used them.
beautiful.
All right. H rap in the building. Let's see, what did he say? He said, good evening, family. What's up, H rap?
Hey, H-Rap.
That's Raider Kev said, I would never use a filter. Well, they ain't gonna help you, Raider Kev. I have supreme confidence in
That's
myself
rude,
and
Ted.
has absolutely zero. No, Raider Kev deserves it. I promise you, he laughing harder than anybody right now. He goes, and it has absolutely zero to do with the fact that I'm old and don't know how. I told you. All right. And Living Single says filters are nice. Some people need them. Right. Okay.
Yee.
Good.
Yes,
Tough
we do.
right there. Over to
Yes,
that's
Oh
tough.
my.
One on the black said the East Bay by way of East Palo Alto in Florida. Okay.
Come
Where you
on,
from?
Florida.
All right.
Florida.
CJ.Cash says, I ain't gonna lie, I use a filter too sometimes to enhance my muscles so I can look big as shit. LOL. Hey,
Wow.
I'm just gonna tell you, I'm just gonna tell you like this: when you get in that ring, don't get knocked the fuck out. 1911
CJ gonna
Free
win.
said it's the imitation arms race goes a long way with BBLs, wigs, and weaves. He done
Yee.
dropped the gloves on him, didn't he?
Wow.
Let's see. Calvin said Mike got the chocolate over here cheering. I guess he's trying to say Mika.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know that
got
I'm
the
going
chocolate over here.
Oh.
Yeah, it
We
changed
got
Mika's name to
Ben's
Mike.
the third, and he put the BS3 and he put the beats in BS3. What's
Come
going
on,
on,
Ben.
Ben?
Wow.
Let's see.
He was trying to correct
Oh,
it.
I already read that. Yeah, wasn't he? Still got it wrong, didn't he? Look here, look at his hair. I'm gonna mess with Calvin for a little bit. So at first he says Mike got the chocolate over her cheering. Then he said, I'm gonna get this shit right this time. He said Mike got the chocolate over here
Stop.
cheering. Over here, over there, over here. Theodora Blue Streak says no filters for me, a little lipstick and lashes every now and again.
Come on in here, Theodora.
Okay, now paper bags have been the best filters. Man, David Wilkes is in the building, and this the kind of shit he say. Wow. Calvin Brown, sister with the freckles, let them show. Right. Raider Kev, I told you, Raider Kev was gonna be laughing harder than anybody. Yep. All right, let's see. A couple of more. All right, we got Pastor Derek F in the building. He goes, gateway to plastic surgery and other types of beauty enhancement. Ooh.
Ooh.
And look at her. He said, man, I didn't say no damn Mike. That's what the comment said. CJ said, that shit lame using them damn green eyes when I've met you before and your eyes are brown just like everyone else. not Bronx. Not New York red. All right. So this brings us to almost the halfway mark. So we're going to pause for station identification. If I can get to it.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
All right. Let me ask you this. Is using filters in photography cheating? Let's start with you, Grace. Is using filters in photography cheating?
No, it depends what you're using it for. What is the objective behind that, right? No. Are you talking as a professional person? But it's just trying to catfish. What are your intentions? It all goes back to intention. Why are you doing
that was my question.
Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the objective? I mean, seriously, if you're sitting there thinking about, okay, I'm gonna try and get this dude with this filter, you're a dumbass, because when you meet the person, they're gonna see what you, unless you're gonna stay online. I mean, we like, how old are we? Are we gonna stay online too and not meet the person in person? So it really depends on your
If you're on
intentions.
90 Day Fiance,
And if you,
Yeah.
well, that's another thing. But if you going in with, okay, well, I need this because I want to look professional, because I got a certain target audience, etc., whatever, go for it. I mean, I've had professional pictures done because I was doing cast or I was doing something. But when I meet people in person, they're not saying, "Oh my God, is that you?" Because it has to be done tastefully. You don't want to look like you somebody else. That's where people miss it, is when you look like, if you're black, then you want to look white. If you're white, you want to look black. I mean, so that's where you go off the, but I almost cast off the path.
Well, you've been cussing. Why are you catching your shit now? You got a limit or something? You only cuss every 3 minutes or something?
But no, but in all seriousness, for me, it goes to the intentions. What are your intentions? What's your objective? What are you doing? Why? So if you can answer that truthfully, then use the filter or not.
Is using filters in photography cheating?
I think if it's professionals doing it, yes, it's cheating, because you're not giving us the real. But I think it is. I mean, when people say I'm gonna edit your thing, it shouldn't come out looking like a completely different person. And a lot of photographers don't even like for you to use filters on their finished work. They'll say that, please don't use a filter on this, because it's already, what it should be. And that's what you look like. But some people be like, nah, I need to go ahead and doctor that up. Why?
Yeah. So airbrushing is a term that has been out in Hollywood for a long time. So the deal is, filters have just made it to mainstream through technology, but it has been being used in Hollywood, New York, East Coast, West Coast for a long time. All right, Mika, what you got? Is this cheating, using filters in photography?
I don't think it's cheating. I think it's enhancing. So if I'm taking a picture for you and you see my stomach sticking over my pants or something, don't clean that up, sir or ma'am.
Okay, so let me just ask you this then, since y'all, let me maybe give you a different perspective on this stuff. If a joker you done been seeing got a sock in his drawers so he can look like he got a package, is that cheating?
Yes.
Then how is not using filters cheating? Huh?
My thing is,
that's not a filter. That's a lie from hell, the pits of hell.
No, because guess what? You're gonna get all this.
That's not in your pants, sir, and you are lying.
You're gonna get all this stomach and this cellulite in person. You ain't gonna be able to walk around with a filter. So go ahead and leave that on there. Leave that stomach showing. Leave them.
Yeah. So what is so would anybody disagree with the fact that predominantly it is females who use the filters? Predominantly, right? Are we all in agreement there? So what is the male equivalent? What is the male equivalent of using the filters?
If you put a sock in your pants, taking out filters, filters are a little bit. Now I'm about to get pissed off because putting a sock in your pants is a lie.
Why? See, let me say this. See, Mika, like she done been hurt by this shit before. It's like, I got excited, hell, and then when you showed up, you didn't show out.
No, I ain't never heard it.
You a liar. Working with the devil if you do that.
Thank you.
So what if you meet a guy, right? And you had a picture up, a full body picture up, and he go in on you because he's like, oh, she look good. And in that picture, that photographer took off your stomach. If he see you in person and be like, your stomach didn't look like that, would you be offended?
There you go.
Yes.
That's a damn
well,
good question.
You
why would you be offended?
Not taking it off completely, but like
is it Shark Week or something? Is you bloated right now? You retaining water?
Oh my God.
I mean, am I lying? Oh, anybody will be offended if you meet them and they talk about your damn stomach.
Even though you done been hiding that motherfucker for the last 6 weeks
Hell
on Facebook.
yes, that's the truth.
Well, you
Even
put
though
your
I've been
then
hiding
be
it, I'm still gonna
offended
be
because
offended.
then be offended because you put yourself in that position.
You can't
But
show yourself
no.
yesterday with a flat stomach and then show up looking like you about 2-3 months pregnant.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
yeah.
it has to be.
Yeah.
Now
Show
I
up like
get
it's the
it.
day after Thanksgiving.
Oh my
The day
God.
after Thanksgiving.
So CJ said, "Bruh, Mika stupid as hell zooming into the camera like that." Let's see.
CJ.
Keisha says using filters to cover up cellulite and thighs is the best invention ever. Ain't nothing wrong with cellulite. It's definitely not cheating in my eyes. Okay. All right. So CJ says, I ain't gonna lie, if you pass the age of 21 and using some eye filters, you need to do something else because that's a little cringy.
Some women still wear contacts, colored eye contact.
I know some.
One of the blacks that be looking like those robots. Pretty soon.
Like this.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's what AI coming along and stuff. Pretty soon. You design your lady that you want. If she talk too much, you turn that setting down. Motherfucker, you talking too much. Damn it. Alexa, lower AI talking there.
What?
Calvin said, I don't get it. Using a filter is not real. I would want to know what I'm going to be looking at on a day-to-day basis. Right on. Right on, as you should. And
That's true.
I'm gonna wait on that. Oh Lord. CJ and Keisha again. How Keisha over here. She used the filter with butterfly effect on it like she's 13.
Here she comes. Here she comes, CJ.
Coming for him now.
Theodora. Let's see what she said. We're gonna find out you got a hot dog instead of a Polish. I told you. See, I'm just gonna call Theodora Blue Streak from now on because obviously that Blue Streak freak ain't gone. She wow. I'm gonna have to get Golden. I need to have a one-on-one interview with Golden to find out the real deal about you, Theodora. Wow. Skeisha said a dude with a sock in his drawers is blasphemous. One out of black says sock in his drawers.
Amen.
You got a kick out of that. Okay, this is maybe something good. 1911 Free said the male equivalent is a rented car. That's a good one, homeboy. That is a good one. Riding around in a rented vehicle that ain't yours. That's what's up, man. That's a good comment. Talk to me. You disagree? What's the difference?
I totally agree.
He's showing you that is the filter for a make-believe life. That ain't really his life.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Like, chill, dude.
While the women got pressed all of a sudden, like somebody done did this to y'all before or something. Right, by CJ.
No.
And Ben said these filters are too much, going from Shanae to Janet. Yep. Yeah, you coming here talking about you said you look like Janet Jackson. You look like Freddie Jackson.
Oh my.
Wow. Pastor, I need to know why you're asking this question, man. He said a dress sock or a dress. Why, Pastor?
Why? Dress sock.
Why?
The dress socks thin. The dress socks a little thinner.
We need them sports socks.
Yeah, them dress socks won't stand up by themselves, Pastor.
No.
You know that.
Yikes.
White socks. Yep.
Let's see. Theodora said, why you hide the stomach? You hide that Dunlap disease. God dog.
Dang.
Hey, Travis got some laughing. Let's see. Theodora said, wear your stomach Dunlap over your pants. We know what Dunlap disease is. You need to explain it to us.
I like
it. Let's see. Makeup is the real filter. Bobby,
we touched
on that earlier.
We ain't lying.
Some people overdo it though.
It's some pros out here where you see them, you're like, oh my
God.
God.
Some what?
You don't even
pros with makeup.
Pros. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. A whole different people.
Snacks.
Like a whole different nationality. I mean, I think makeup is just for enhancement. Enhance what you have, shoot.
Right.
But
some
people
spend hours painting your face.
What if you ain't got nothing? What is it for?
Well, some people do require makeup.
Alicia,
You
not
said
required.
it's
They
enhancing
do.
what you have. And I said, what if you don't have that?
Right.
What is it for?
Everybody
It's
has
to-
Enhancing
something.
what you don't
No,
have?
no, no. Everybody has
Yeah,
something.
everybody has something. You have beautiful
Everybody
eyes
Right.
or
something.
beautiful mouth.
This
Right.
song right
Y'all
here.
can't
No,
say it.
whatever.
This
Y'all can't
song
say
right
it.
here for Theodora and Golden. Theodora and Golden. There's something
Listen.
from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. So
Oh,
hey, everybody
no.
ain't got.
No,
Everybody
and
ain't
y'all
got.
can't.
But what
Y'all
so-
trying to
so
be
you're
real
saying
nice on here
that-
talking
that-
about everybody
Ain't
got
they?
something. No,
Right, ain't
everybody don't.
And
They
hey,
do,
yeah, they
though.
do.
Some people
They
have
do, but
pretty
it might not be
eyes.
looks.
Pretty-
They got some, but it might not be looks. Maybe they just real smart. Hell, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
If one of y'all, I can't tell which one of y'all snort because all four of y'all do it from time to time. But if you gonna snort one more time on here, hit the mute
wasn't
button.
me.
Yeah. This is
It
a
wasn't me
professional
this time.
show. Bobby, yeah, you got to dig into that, man. Tell them the real because folks is trying to be real extra careful right here, man. Raider Kev says, I'm going to keep this real. A woman that is secure in herself and embraces her flaws is sexy as hell. And she's sexy as hell, too. I don't know. I ain't never find hell to be sexy.
Stop.
But I get what you're
Stop.
trying to say.
Boy,
Stop. Move on. Move on.
Maybe he's in the car body damage. I don't know. He goes, I really don't need makeup or hair and definitely no filter. I need confidence. That is 100. He is 100% right. Self-confidence and security goes a long way. Some would even say that Monique, even when she was 75 pounds heavier, was sexy to some folks. Not me, but some people.
Well, can I read a comment that I just received over my
It's her
phone?
mouth. I can't.
Yes, you may. Please do. I encourage it.
Selena said Dr. Selena said maybe we can't see her comments. And sometimes we can't see all comments. But it says, I love a good filter, especially if I don't have any makeup. Even all this ish out. Even with all my ish out. I said, okay, LOL. So she loves a good filter, but my link does not look fake. Like she looks like the same person.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I recognized her that time she came in there.
See?
Stupid.
I said that you?
No, he's
She
stupid.
goes, yeah.
Don't
She
say
said,
no
yeah.
C to that.
She said, yeah, that me. We
Send
are
me back
live
some custom out.
on Roku. Search BS3 TV and download it today, please. Again, if you are watching on YouTube, please click the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
But have
All right,
y'all ever did filters and the guy calls you or the woman calls you on the phone on video chat?
So what's your point?
Yeah.
You don't have filters on that video chat.
Yeah, true.
You're eventually gonna have
That's why
Exactly.
that's why them motherfuckers be hitting decline quick as hell because they don't want to get caught.
Yep.
No.
He ain't lying. He is not lying.
Because
I will
right,
answer
though.
with
Because
no
when you have
makeup on.
FaceTime, yes,
You can't hide
and don't
that.
care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
You can't, but it's like, yeah.
Hilarious.
Somebody being too nice. Okay, so 1911 Freeze, that's Gary. That's brother Gary Freeman. Okay, my man.
Oh, yeah.
And Tara says driving his mama's car.
Yeah.
Out the passenger
Bruh.
side of his best friend's ride. One of the blacks said thick gold chains. That's a good one. He said that's a male equivalent of a filter. Thick gold chains, possibly.
Yeah.
Really?
When they come from Big T Bazaar.
I forgot about Big T.
No,
Pastor Smith says makeup is witchcraft.
Did good. Did good.
Get him, Pastor.
It
Did good, Eric.
Theodora says sometimes it's too much. You ain't lying. Calvin says a little makeup is okay, but some of these women be looking like they came out of a casket. Wow, with all the makeup they put on. Ooh, that's rough.
Can you imagine having to take all that off at night?
CJ says, "Oh, Grace, I done met a few wildebeest in my day. Wow."
CJ.
wildebeest.
Yeah, my
So
thing
uppercut.
is the amount of time they spend on makeup. Like,
Oh my
amount
God.
of time, money, like to put all of that makeup on every day.
They don't have
Can't do it.
exactly. They don't have children or shit because you cannot be painting your face for 2 fucking hours. I
You're
cannot.
right.
20 minutes max. I'm not doing
And
it.
she said painting.
Like how?
She said painting that man.
Yeah, you can't
Technically,
change
that
that
is
thing,
they're
baby.
painting
I
their
went,
makeup
no,
on.
listen. I went to
I love it. You
this
what?
African woman, girl. I went to this event with this African woman. She was, and she had these holes in her skin.
Nada.
Okay, listen, she's asking me.
Nada. Who? Grace? Who do it? Grace? Who does it? What kind of women?
Huh?
What kind of women?
Not shit on. Nigerian girl.
Nada.
I mean, she had holes in her
Oh, Grace, I didn't
face.
say that.
Shit.
Yikes.
Holes in her face.
Okay, I'm finna
They
move
do
on.
blood.
We are in
I'm sorry.
dangerous territory.
She was just like,
Wow. CJ said that's why they F with you in the dark.
holes, craters.
They
That's
FaceTime.
why they FaceTime.
Oh, FaceTime.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
I thought he said
FaceTime.
F with you in the dark.
Oh.
They be like, I'm in bed.
He disagrees with 100 Black about the gold chain. He goes, hell no, nigga, I wear gold chains all the time. Love it. Freeman said today's makeup seems to be more than enhancement. It's a transformation instead. Ooh, that's a big word, man. Oh, that's a big word.
That's so
Matter of fact,
he
I
said
missed the comment.
transformation.
Hang on. Okay, I had to read this. I had it up, but I read it. I got to read this. Pastor talking about they don't want no scrub. You need to scrub all that stuff off your face.
And plus the makeup, sometimes if you keep wearing makeup all the time, it'll make you look old. Even when your skin is not as good.
Yes.
When you wear a lot of makeup all the time.
Yeah.
Nick, I think the best thing that happened over COVID is I stopped wearing makeup.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going somewhere
Yeah,
special
I heard a lot of people saying that too. They backed off their makeup regimen after COVID, because they were forced to be with themselves, be alone with themselves, and they got comfortable with themselves at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see. 100 Black said had to go outside and straighten out my granddaughter with these
They didn't
children be
say they
thinking.
were.
I heard that. Let's see. Gary said today's makeup scene. Oh, I already read that. Ray Kev say, I want the real you, no filter.
Oh my
Don't need makeup when you gonna do in the morning. What you gonna do in the morning? Wake up early and fix yourself up. Now, that's some old man talk right there, boy. Fix yourself up. If that ain't no old man, 79 years old plus talk, I want to know what I'm getting for real. You keep talking like that, you ain't getting nothing. Let's see. CJ said you can't wear makeup every day, right? That affects your skin somehow, right? Good question.
Yeah.
It
That's
clogs
what I was
your
saying,
pores. It clogs your
Yeah.
pores. It makes you break out. Because a lot of people, when you wear makeup that heavily, you have to scrub it off your face. You cannot go to sleep with it at night.
Nope.
And I know the
Dries
ones
your
who put
skin
on
out.
all that. Yeah, it breaks your skin out. So yeah.
So check this out. Back in the day that certain women, a good population of women, never let their husbands see them without makeup. Y'all have heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be a thing back in the day.
Yeah,
like they
I have heard
never got to see them without makeup or without being dressed up, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you
let's
see
Calvin.
your three sisters come on this podcast with no makeup. We don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's why I've been drinking a lot of water.
Boy,
Still got a ninja.
Oh, I forgot you already sitting down.
Help calm my stomach down. Let's see. Calvin said, just make a mask for yourself. If you're gonna pile up the makeup. Oh, that's right. And we're glad you said that because I saw it on something the other day, and I was like, you got to cut this out, man. Really, I understand that if you're gonna be on TV, that they do a little makeup and touch it up and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But on your own, bro, yeah, I done seen it. All right. Calvin said, your queens don't need makeup or filters. You're looking great. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Checks
you.
in the,
Shout out to you, Calvin,
checks
because
in the
our
mail.
brother is a hater.
Hater.
CJ,
Definitely is.
here go Keisha.
Hater.
CJ, you can answer your own question about
Oh, my
makeup affecting
God.
your skin. Don't you still wear the color Pancake 21 and Red Rouge?
Not Pancake
God.
21.
And Theodora
God.
said, Cruise CJ is too much.
Oh my
And
gosh.
100 Black said, I never did ask the sister back in Orlando why she wore so much makeup. It was thick every time. Call and ask her, man. Look up, find her on Facebook and ask her, see what she got to say.
Don't do that.
All right. So again, as a reset, our topic is filter free, flawed, and free. So let's ask another question. We're going to start with the baby queen on this one. Are there drawbacks to filter use every time you post? Are there drawbacks to filter use every time you post?
Yes. Because somebody that know you're gonna say, here she go again with them green eyes, knowing that she do not have green eyes, or knowing that she's not that light skin, or why are you trying to change the color of your skin? Because you know it's always been this whole light versus dark, right? So people get to talking like, why is this a thing? So I've even seen people say that, like, why are you making your skin? Or a lot of celebrities, they claim that they'll like say, oh, they've been bleaching all the while it's just a filter. It's like they haven't been bleaching, they've been using a filter almost in every picture. So
aren't there photos of Nicki Minaj being darker skinned than she currently is? Haven't y'all seen those articles?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Whatever. Yeah, Nicki Minaj came out. Several of them.
And they were like Nicki Minaj was attractive before.
But
you didn't need to do anything.
She didn't need to do anything though. She just went and got the whole thing done. She didn't need to do anything. But
yeah, she can't live in Texas. She want to, but she can't because it be too hot outside. And she be done melted like the Wicked Witch of the East in this one.
Oh God.
I'm melting.
Who else is super pretty and doesn't need she did Savage with Beyonce. I cannot think of her right now.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Beautiful
She's
girl.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
And filters it out.
But you know, what's the name doesn't wear makeup anymore because she wanted to promote loving yourself, Alicia Keys, and she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Selena says male grooming is stage
Do
makeup.
a lot of
I understand.
Especially in Africa.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
A lot
What'd
of
you
male
say,
Grace?
And that should a lot of African women bleach, especially darker African women, and you can actually tell because their knuckles will be dark and their face will be so light. And what it ends up doing, making your skin crack. Yeah. It was like it was lowered out. People couldn't. It will hurt you that bad. A lot of African women, I know. You know what?
No, go ahead. Dark knuckles. Go ahead.
But that was like a real thing. That was banned at some points. You know.
Yeah.
You really showing good.
Check this out. So earlier when I asked about filters being cheating in photography, I forgot to mention using filters should not be considered cheating in professional photography because they said even in the days of film, like right now, a lot of photographers use digital, right? They don't use a 35 millimeter film or whatever.
Right.
Even in the days of film, they said everyone used some sort of filter. In fact, camera film is actually a filter itself. Okay, film is a filter. Okay, they said different films give a photographer different looks or aesthetics. So again, from a professional standpoint, they've been using filters and things, and you've even seen photographers change things on the front of their lens and stuff like that for certain type of filter. So in photography, it's just the art of the profession, right? Okay, so Lily asked to answer the question about drawbacks to using filters on every post. Mika, is there a drawback to using filters on every time you post?
Yeah, people don't recognize you. And when you finally meet them in person, they're expecting one thing and get another. And I think that would do something to self-esteem too, because if imagine meeting a person and say, "Oh my God, that's you," or "Is that what you really look like?" That's not. That can't be good for your self-esteem. So yeah, people not recognizing you. And
Yeah, you are.
You gonna cry in the car?
It's true though.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
Y'all some instant bees in there today, boy.
Oh my
Nick,
God.
Oh my
Nick,
God.
are there drawbacks to using the filter use every time you post? Is there a drawback to using the filter?
Well,
every
I
time
guess
you
I'm
post?
agreeing. I definitely agree with these other insignificant bees.
Wow. Well, folks, that's our time.
Oh my God.
Grace,
Oh man.
are there drawbacks to using filter every time you post?
You because
Or is
out
it
of
no big
balance.
deal?
That's why there's drawback.
You sure
It's
we're
out
not
of
making it
balance.
too big of a deal?
You
out
can't
of
be
this
used
thing?
for every post. No, we're not. It's a real issue. It is a real issue, honestly. And I had to look at myself. I had to go back to the beginning. Who the hell told you that your freckles were ugly? And when I did what it was, because a lot of times somebody has told us that something is wrong and we believe the lie and we can't agree with that. That's why we do certain things. So once you identify who the culprit was that told you this stuff, then you work from the inside out and then you can eliminate it over time. Well, that's what I have to do. So because somebody told me that my freckles were not cute or they were ugly, and I believed it. And I mean, like, I know they're not ugly. I'm just being honest, but a lot of people are not going to talk about this. Oh, you this age, and why is it so much focus? Because somebody told me that I trusted and that I loved and believed, and so I don't like my freckles because of that. So, but once I was told, send me the picture without the filter, I realized about that. And it may seem like a small thing, guys. These things affect everything. A lot of areas if you really start thinking about it and going deeper into it, because it may be like surface, but it's really not. Why do we do a lot of things that we do? Why do you have to paint your face every damn day for 2 hours? Who are you trying to impress? Because at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. You really love yourself for real. But anyway, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, and this is a good question by Calvin. He goes, the question I want to ask is, do y'all feel the use of filters is a form of self-hate? And I think we kind of been beating around the bush to this question,
Right.
Can be.
as not to offend anyone, but the bottom line is we're not here to offend. We're not even here to judge. We're having a conversation, and you may not agree, and that's okay. But there may be somebody out there who is going to take a look at this from a different perspective now than they have in the past. So again, it may be the case. And I think that's a nice segue to one of the questions. Are y'all familiar with the term body dysmorphia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who do not know, dysmorphia is also called body dysmorphic disorder, is a mental health condition in which a person is obsessed with the perceived flaws in their face or body. So as soon as I read that definition when researching and getting prepared for this show, what is a name you think that came up into my mind immediately? A person who is obsessed with flaws in their face or body. The name I thought about right away, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Right away, who was obsessed with imperfections. He was crazy about the fact that my nose is too big. I got it fixed. My nose is too big still. He got fixed. I don't know if we lost track of how many plastic surgeries he had on his nose, so much so where there is a rumor out there that his nose fell off one day.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of plastic surgery because there was no more cartilage there to do what it needed to do.
I don't know if y'all know her, but Tammy Roman.
That whole family got the same nose like their brother.
What'd you say, Lily?
I said, I don't know if y'all know her, but Tammy Roman has that mental disorder. Yeah. She talked about it during an interview of just when she was on Basketball Wives, how it affected her because they always talked about her looks, and they did. When they would get into it, the dig would be her looks, and she struggled with that. So she actually opened up about that. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Wow, Freeman, this hurt me, man. Don't say this about Rihanna. He said Rihanna looked like she was homeless without makeup. God.
Oh man.
But doesn't that happen when you wear makeup every single day?
Yeah, you start to need it after a while.
Yeah.
It says Grace, my people in the Dominican bleach their skin too.
Wow.
That's a real thing. Yes, they do.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch that show.
They do.
Oh, Rich Young.
It's really good and irritating at the same time.
I need to
watch it. Yeah.
I could say so much, but anyway.
CJ said that's facts, Grace. African women was bleaching their selves and had a whole bunch of bleaching creams in stores when I was in Africa.
I didn't know it was that popular over there.
And he wants to sign. He want to co-sign with Freeman, talking about I don't know who 1911 Freeze is, but Riri bad, man. You tweaking. Oh, he don't want to co-sign. He disagrees.
Man, he disagrees.
Wow, I'll do this. Let's see. Theodora said the opposite when people say, "Wow, the pic does you no justice."
I've seen the surgery surgeries to me did Michael Jackson no justice. He was much more attractive as a dark-skinned man with a nose than he was when he was he had did all that work. Yeah, absolutely, it happened.
Yeah.
Pastor Smith says these European standards of beauty are dangerous, and that is a fantastic point.
Yes,
European standards of beauty, and that should not go unsaid. Let's see. Gary says that what if the drawback is the lowering of self-esteem because you can never achieve that look in real life that you are aiming for?
But who said that? Who said the looks that we're aiming for are correct? Like who makes that?
Let me go back. Let me go back to a comment. I think the answer is right there. These European standards of beauty are dangerous. Society. So I think that's what it is. Jenny Pooh asked a good question. She goes, can someone tell me how to find the skinny filter? I got the green eyes covered.
When you find it, Jenny, let me know, girl.
Let's see. Freeman says daily usage has to be a form of self-hate. Rada Kev says, what kills me is when Black women try things to look white, but forever white women have tried to enhance themselves to have the color and features of our beautiful Black women. That's correct. True. They tan, now they're getting them lip injections and all that other stuff.
I was about to say, one, they talk to us about our lips all the time. What do you do to get your lips? Like we're born with it. What are you doing?
Let's see. 100 Black says, well, as I say, take it back 400 some year. Them is where all the physical attraction was a seller. 400 years, take 400 years ago, where all physical attraction was a seller. Let's see. I heard that Selena said Riri bank account ain't on
at all.
And A-Trap says the original one, but I don't know what he's referring to on that. See, 100 Black says, yep, bleaching cream is a thing in parts of Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
Rada Kev says, I've always taught my girls that their flaws make them unique and special. 100, man. You are beautiful because of them, not despite of them. 100%.
I like that. I love that.
Correct. 100% correct. Calvin says, that's hurtful to me when I see that people hate their color of the skin. I love my darkness and they should embrace it. Black is beautiful. 100.
Absolutely.
And I think that's key. I think that's key to a certain level. It's hurtful when you see somebody who obviously is not comfortable in their own skin. It really, you feel bad for them. Ultimately, okay, it's something up. Okay, so we talked about body
That's a
dysmorphia and whatnot. Let me ask you this. So why do people feel better when they use filters, especially because they know it's not real? And anybody can take that. Why do you feel better over something that is really not real anyway?
Because in your mind is what you want
Tricking
to look like. Like, oh my gosh, if my skin was this smooth, or if I didn't have, and I'll just use freckles. If I didn't have my freckles, oh, I would look great. You know,
Don't
whatever.
be talking about Grace.
Enhances what you think. I'm just using that as an example. Shut up.
You're trying to start shit.
I think that people just look at that as the souped up version of themselves. Like, oh yes, if I looked just like this, I would be straight. But again, that's society.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe this is Teresa with the Growth Experience. Grace's partner on the faith experience. The Grace Experience on Saturday mornings. She says we've been conditioned, and cosmetics is $1 billion business.
Yes, it
and
is.
She is 100% correct. And I was talking to somebody the other day. I'm like, think about what the industry such as even industries like body wash, lotion, and all that kind of stuff. They sell products to strip off your natural oils, that nature. Then they're gonna sell you another product to put it on, and it's a cycle that continues to go. You know, so they got their hooks in you, and you ain't nowhere because you got to figure, I got to get this off. My skin is oily. Oh, and now I got to moisturize. So you ain't going nowhere. They got you,
right?
Like you're a perch.
That's why we made Riri a billionaire.
And she don't have to wear any makeup.
CJ says colorism is still a major problem in the black community. Well,
that's a whole different show. Okay, CJ, that's real.
Calvin says, I love this show. I have subscribed, Brother Terry. Thanks for putting me on this. Right on. Terry Little, I think it's always.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
And I think one black getting ready to go have him some sake. He says sake time. Don't mess with that sake, man.
I messed with it one time, and Jesus kept me, and I ain't went back.
Teresa said we are made to feel that what we have isn't enough. 100. Well stated.
Yeah.
Well stated. Okay, so before we get ready for our final thoughts, I want to read just a couple of statistics. So City University of London study discovered the following. When they, polled some participants, they said 94% of participants said they feel under pressure to look a certain way. And more than half of those said that pressure was very intense. And y'all can stop me anytime if you got a comment on this. They also discovered that 70% felt pressure to showcase a perfect life. Okay, which I think we all could have guessed that, right? We didn't need a study to tell us that. And then 86%, right? 86% said their social media representations did not reflect their real life. So 86% of people admitted that their Facebook and their social media accounts did not represent their real life. So again, we thank you, viewers, for being here, and that brings us very close to the end of this episode. And before we go, we're going to start with some final thoughts. We'll start with our seasoned queen, work our way down to our guest, then I'll give my final thoughts, and we will bid you adieu. Seasoned queen, final thoughts.
Once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and for your comments, and also I thank you guys for just taking the time out of your day every Tuesday to come and watch us on the podcast. And the other thing is I know that a lot of people were talking about this, why people have to use the filters and all those different things. We got to also look at what they went through as a kid in school with bullying and all those other kind of things, because those things can have a really big impact on our children. And a lot of the kids, they don't even speak of it unless they maybe say something to a parent or, at some point, but a lot, because they don't want to be bullied even more. So that bullying can mess with their self-esteem, and as well as not just kids, but adults too. But the kids are more, it's more likely that the kids are going to be
Affected.
bullied,
Impacted.
and affected than the adults. And so I'm just saying, just make sure that with your kids, just make sure and talk to them about it, because I know some kids that have been bullied and things of that nature, and if the parents can't do a lot about it, even when they go to the schools and stuff. So we just got to be careful and just make sure, because that will affect their self-esteem for the rest of their life. So just, if you know anybody like that, just take the time and just try and help a family member out or something, but just make sure that you guys are aware of all those things, not of those bullying and all those things like that, because it definitely can have an effect on your children. So just be mindful of those things, and that's it. That's all I want to say.
And Selena is watching, so you got to say, and those are my final thoughts.
Oh, and those are my final thoughts. Thank you, Selena.
And Pastor Smith said, after you see yourself with a filter and you like it, you start to ask, how can you make that look permanent? Hence plastic surgery. Any stat on the rise in plastic surgery since filters were created? That's a great question.
Oh, I'm sure.
That is a great question, but I would imagine so. Teresa says, great show. Love you guys. Chemistry. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And I didn't know you was a gangster till I watched you this past Saturday. I had no way. Look here. If you want to hear a Christian gangster, that's one right there. Tune in on Saturday mornings at 9:00.
She is. You don't know.
And this is funny. Calvin says, my final thought is love who you are and love what you look like. We are beautifully and wonderfully made, and I would love to make an appearance on the show. Peace and love. Holla at me, Calvin. Shoot me something. We'll get you on, man. All right. Mika, on you.
Mine will be super quick. Thank you, Grace. Thank you to the viewers and the audience. And I know this show was super fun, but sometimes, like Grace said earlier, there are deeper reasons to why we use filters, why we feel like we need it, why we feel like we need makeup, why we feel like we need somebody else to affirm us. But one of the things that, like, I've heard here lately, and one of the pastors I've started listening to, Pastor Keon Henderson out of Houston, Texas, over the last 14 months or so, he's bomb. And he said something the other morning when I was listening to, it was very key, very short, easy. You are enough. So if you feel like you need those filters, if you feel like you have to depend on those, I think it's just, I know some people have been through a lot of stuff, but I think we should say you are enough. Yeah. And those are my final thoughts.
Right on. Mama Lee.
Guys, for tuning in week after week. I love reading the comments. Grace, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for having me.
You are appreciated. We love. Yes, of course. My final thoughts are just when you're using those filters, just remember to love yourself. There may be deeper reasons. I think it's been said before. While you use those filters, sometimes you just have to take a look at yourself and see exactly why. Why do I feel like I always have to use a filter? Give us the real. Live your authentic self. Be your authentic self. So I think it's important that we start with children, because they're really the ones coming up in this era of filters. So you want to make sure you set the precedent with them, and it's not necessary to do that. It's not necessary to be who you're seeing on the other side of your screens on social media, that you can be yourself. Throw those affirmations. I think it was Calvin that says he uses affirmations with his daughters, and I think that's beautiful. So just love yourself. If you want to set some thirst traps every once in a while, girl, do you, but love yourself.
Yeah, I think that was Raider Kev that's right on. I think that was Raider Kev that said that. Yeah. That's the only smart thing he done said in the 4 shows he's been watching.
Oh, don't do that.
All right. Grace Ann, Your final thoughts,
And he said, and okay. Agree with what you said about the children, right? That's a huge thing. Like in my household, my youngest is the darkest, right? And she feels that she looks different from us. And so one of the things I told her was, I said, girl, when Jesus made you, he said, this baby girl needs to bake a little bit longer. And I always talk about how beautiful her skin tone is. But I have to tell you this. A couple of years ago, I made an appointment with a dermatologist to get rid of my moles and my freckles. And you know what she told me? She said, Mom, you saying that God didn't do a good job on you. And I canceled that appointment because her mindset was in the right place. Had I removed those moles and freckles, this thought something was wrong with her because she started to get freckles and moles, right?
Yeah.
And so what you guys are saying, our kids are watching us with these filters, and I now have more of a heightened awareness of the filters, about not using it on every picture, getting comfortable with myself and living that out loud in front of my girls, to make sure that they love themselves. Because as their mother and they're looking at everything I do, they're going to think, well, shit, be wrong, right? So I agree with you guys about the kids. That's so important. Like that touches me out of everything else. Like how my daughters are looking at me. And the thing of this, it's all mental, because somebody can say, "Hey, Grace, your freckles are cute." They're not that, they. And I'm like, my mother believed it, and I came into agreement with that. So whoever, I don't know who told you, whatever people that use filters, it's come out of an agreement of what you believe, because it was a lie. And I'm this because I've got to tell myself this. It's working from the inside out. Wow. And that self-love and self-acceptance and all these things. Those are my final thoughts, Lena.
Wow, that coming into agreement with something. See, I think that basically what y'all have all pointed out was that you fall into this trap unknowingly. Is what's taking place, and there's used to be an old saying is to say, you're only what you answer to. If they call you something, don't answer to that. And we got to first start recognizing that we call ourselves certain things in here first, and these ain't part of my final. This ain't part of my final thoughts. I'm just talking right now. But this is the devil's number one playground, is right in here in between your eyes, right there.
Right.
What's upstairs? That's his number one playground. So if he can get in there, he halfway got you. We got to keep him out of there. Let's make sure we don't have any more go. I know what you're talking about. When he goes AHM trying to look like Drake. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what he did. Okay. Theodora said, awesome show. I look forward to watching every Tuesday. Thanks for allowing me to be a part of a great podcast. Queen3 and King, y'all are awesome. We appreciate you. Blue Streak. Blue Streak. I'm sorry. I called you Theodora on accident.
Blue Streak.
Okay. So my final thoughts are as follows. And that is that we live in a filtered society. That's just the fact of the matter. We filter our thoughts, we filter our photos, and as a result, we filter our life. Why the filters? Who are they really for? Does it make a difference at the end of the day? My suggestion to you is that live filter-free, embrace Flawed, and be free. And those are my final thoughts. And again, in closing, if you're filter-free, you're flawed, yet you are free. Again, if you are filter-free, you may be flawed like all of us, but you are free. All right. And again, that's the end of our episode. Filter-free, flawed, and free. Again, we'd like to thank our guest host, Grace Rabia Wood of the Life Happens and Grace Experience
Thank
podcast.
you, Grace.
Thank you for having me.
We'll vote on whether we're going to bring her back again. So
Vote.
far.
Wow.
So irritating.
Tune in next week. The same bat time, same bat channel for Once Upon a Time. This is going to be Queen3 and King story time, and you do not want to miss this. We're going to tell some stories about when we were growing up, when me and the seasoned queen was in high school, and how you got to tune in next week to understand that. And I promise you don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. Again, We'll see y'all again next week on another episode of Queen3 and King. Say bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
PS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Are we smiling or what are we doing?
The Queen Bee has arrived.
You know. What's your out then? So I'm gonna start with both of y'all's hands right here.
Look for my